Welcome, 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 everybody, to the group. Intuitive Minds already know. Your host, Tanya Tomasovich. How is everybody doing? Are you guys all enjoying the nice, extra warm days that we have? The only part that I'm going to complain is I get home too late and it's so dark because I like to take Lola for walks in the afternoon. And like 4:30 is like the time that her and I had been walking. But now since the time change, it's dark and I don't want to be unsafe on the road. So that is the only thing that I'm going to complain about, is that by the time I get home, it's a little too dark. Hello, Kelly. I'm going to do some current events first, some updates. I am actually having a really good day today. I had a major shift this week, this month, this quarter. And so I actually feel very confident about some of the feelings that have been navigating through my body regarding, just my current situation. And so comment on here if you guys are experiencing a shift, whether it's like another shift, a shift that you've experienced before and you're experiencing again, or if you're experiencing a new shift. Because this shift for me is, it's on a same subject, but the feeling that I feel in my body, the self-confidence and the surety, is that a word, surety? The assurance that I feel that confidence, it feels very different. It almost feels like, okay, so I'm just going to say it. So it almost feels like it's stickier, like it's going to stick this time, and it's thicker. It's going to integrate stronger. That's how I want to say it. So current events. So if you saw my last post about the 500 members, I want to thank you all again. It has taken me, I think it's been will it be 3 years? I'll have to look back. But I think maybe this Christmas, because I think I started it at Christmas. So I want to say it'll be 3 years. So 500 members in 3 years without, sometimes I really try and push and then I kind of go MIA for a while and kind of, chill and regroup. So I think that's pretty good. 500 in 3 years, if that's what it is. So thank you all who have joined and who reach out and who continue to support me and my spiritual lifestyle that I follow. I try to implement it into my life. I really try. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Megan. I really try to practice what I preach and preach what I practice. I don't want to be one of those bigots that say, well, you need to do this, and then come to find out that I'm just bullshit. So I'm not. I just ask any of my friends, my close friends who know what I'm going through, because they can vouch for you that, like, yeah, she really does practice what she preaches. And I'm actually going to go back to counseling. I had counseling. It worked. I went off it because it was, I only had like so many free sessions. And then I was actually seeing an intuitive coach who was more affordable. And now I'm actually going to go back to counseling again to address some childhood issues that I thought that, were, I guess, healed or whatever, but they have resurfaced in a different way in a different part of a relationship. So I'm going to go back to counseling. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We'll get to the cards. Don't feel bad for having to admit that you need help. That's what those people are here for. They went to school. They had a drive. They had a pull to help people. So take advantage of the services that your employer provides. I know for me, we get X amount of sessions free through our EAP program, which is an employee assistance program, and you can use it for many different kind of counselings. my husband has it. I'm not sure. I think it all depends like on where you work and your company's EAP program. But for the most part, all companies have an EAP program if they are, you know, a big enough company to provide that for you. So if you've never heard of it and you're watching this, please go to work tomorrow and talk to your HR department or to whoever handles that kind of extra, excuse me, benefits, and ask them if your current program, if your current company, excuse me, has a EAP program. If not, there are, I think there are ways to get like free counseling. Actually, you could probably get free counseling. You know, I know it's kind of taboo, but just go, you know, go on Facebook or, you know, TikTok. Sometimes just talking to someone helps. So if you're not, you know, fancy about talking to strangers, then maybe you just need to talk to a friend. Maybe you just need to write it down. You know, maybe you just need to talk out loud. I know my therapist told me that I share too much. And so it led me to express, like, especially when I was like disappointed or mad or angry. She said, you know, you can like shout it out loud. And I do a lot of this talking and sharing when I'm in my car. And because I don't have access to a notebook while I'm driving, and I don't want to record it because, you know, I want to pay attention to the road. So I'll just like put it into the ether. And I asked my therapist, you know, I'm like, well, isn't that putting negative energy into the universe? You know, I don't want to manifest something that's negative. And she's like, no, as long as you set the intention that you are releasing this and you give it to your source will take care of it, and it won't go in, you won't be manifesting the negative things. Sometimes you just have to tell a person how fucking mad you are at them, you know, without actually telling them that you're mad at them. All right. Okay. So current events. So I'm going to be, I don't have a flyer out yet and I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to be at Crush Nutrition on, is it the 25th of November? So next Saturday. It's for the small business Saturday. So I'm going to be there and I'm going to be promoting some of the things I've made, but especially the deck. So the deck that I created is called Words to Live By. And if you have followed me on here and if you're your friends and family, you know that this has been in the womb for quite some time, and now it has come to fruition and they are for sale. It's called Words to Live By. You get 40 cards and they are in anime style of graphics. They're each numbered 1 through 40, and you get a guidebook that has script in it. All right. So the deck is $25. I also have, I'll show you guys because it's Christmas time. So I feel like there's shoppers out there. I have bundles. So I'll just show you. So with the bundle is 40. And so what you get with the bundle is you get the deck, of course, and you get, there is a couple different spread options that I printed out. And I printed it out from Colette Baron Reed because I like the way that she does her spreads. You also get a hand decorated, oh, I should have turned the thing again. I always forget to do that. You get a hand decorated notebook with a handmade by me bookmark. Okay, so you get a notebook because you'll hear me preach. Journal, 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 journal. Okay, and then check out these awesome things I made. I made some fans. So I have found 3 dead crows this summer. And I manifested the first one because a friend on here, she had posted this wonderful art thing that she did with feathers and a skull of a crow. And I'm like, oh my God, and it was for sale. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to buy that. And I missed it. I missed the I think she had it auctioned, so I missed it. And then I'm like, well, I can make my own. So I manifested that I would come across a dead crow. I wouldn't kill one, but I manifested that I would come across a dead crow. So long story short, there is a longer version. Private message me if you really want to hear the longer version. But short version is I actually came across a dead crow, and I took it and I thanked the universe for providing it for me. I offered sage to it, and I let it decompose naturally. I had like a little kind of, what do you call it, crypt. I made like a crypt so it would decompose. It decomposed super fast, and I am going to make, I got inspired by my friend's art. So this winter, I have three. I actually have 3 dead crow skeletons and feathers to make. So getting off topic. This one is from a hawk that I just stumbled upon on my walk. It was in the ditch, and all it was the feathers. So I'm not quite sure where the head went, but so you get a fan. I just get so excited. I haven't been on here for so long, folks. I just get so excited to see you all. Okay, and then you get a Palo Santo stick. I love it. And then you get some selenite sticks. You get 2 of them. And you get some stickers. Just some stickers I found on the Temu. I love Temu. I got these earrings for like $2. They're wood. And then I got this shirt. Check it out. It says Good Vibes, $11. And I normally never wear orange, so I think it's, I think I'm working on my sacral chakra. So you get that, and then you get this. I made this. And these are like a protection talisman. So it's got rose quartz. I think this is, I can't remember the name of it. Ends in ite. Howlite and clear quartz. And I believe this is black tourmaline or obsidian. I think it's obsidian. And then jasper. So these are all like protection stones. Isn't this cool? I made a bunch of these. And you can hang it like in your car or somewhere where you need protection. But it's mainly for your car because it has like all the crystals for like traveling and self-confidence and calming so you don't road rage. But it doesn't have to be in your car. But that's the intent. Okay, so that is $15 for the bundle sold separately and the notebook. So that's $15 if you want it separately. And if you buy the bundle, you get the deck, which is $25, and the bundle. And the I guess you call it the smudge kit? Smudge bundle? Smudge kit? All right, so there is me promoting. These could be awesome. You do not have to buy the bundle. The price is the same. It's just advertised as a bundle. You can buy the Oracle card deck, and so it's not a savings. It's just sold as a bundle. Okay. So that will be for sale November 25th at Crush Nutrition in Bloomer, Wisconsin. If you live far away and you're eyeing up these things and you're like, oh my God, I really would like that for someone, please reach out to me because we can arrange shipping. I'm guessing anything costs about between $5 and $10. So to ship, probably the Oracle card deck would probably be $5, maybe $7 or more. And then to do the whole bundle would, probably be $10. All right. So I have, if you guys are watching and you're far away, please know that I can ship it to you. Okay. What else? Oh, okay. So the last thing I want to talk about before we get into the cards, before we get into the theme, is this idea that I got for an exploration program. So it's going to be, I believe I want to do a 12-week starting December 1st. And it's going to be using the deck. So I highly recommend that if you want to be a part of this program, it's for free. All you would need to do is purchase the deck. If you purchase the deck for the program, I will do free shipping. I will do that if you purchase the deck for the program. And it's going to be all about self-exploration, and we're going to be using the deck. We're going to be using the deck every time, every live video. There's going to be homework, and it's going to be 12 weeks. So the idea is to get you comfortable with using oracle card decks to guide you and to answer your questions and to use as affirmation and to use as a divination. To use the deck to get you connected to yourself and to your body and out of your head, and just to feel what I felt when I created this deck, because there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this deck, and I didn't know it at the time. But creating the deck and going through what I went through at the time that I was going through, whatever I was going through at that time when I was creating what I didn't know was going to be the deck, and now it's the deck. Hello, Amanda. It has really changed my life. Having had this deck made, it actually was setting a goal, and I actually finished it, and I have a hard time finishing any goals. If you know me from like way back from Fitness Tanya, I would start one and then I would hardly ever finish it. I think I maybe finished one exercise workout. It would always be I'd either get bored or it just wasn't for me. So I actually finished this. So that was a huge accomplishment for me to actually finish this deck. So it's called Words to Live By. You get the deck, which has 40 cards in anime. So for beginners, for kids, for men, for women, for kids, boys, girls, it's accommodating for all genders and all ages. It's a great, I would say if it's a great beginner, it's a great beginner deck. And a great stocking stuffer for those beginners. And you also get the guidebook, okay? And you get a spread. So there's different spreads, okay? So if you get that, you can do that. So, so tonight's not so much about the messages coming forward as it is about the principle and the concept and how I do it. So that's the key. It's how I do my oracle card readings. You can do them differently. That's okay. This is just how I'm just going to express and share tonight of how I do them. So for instance, if I know I'm going to do a reading, I used to meditate on the person. I no longer do that. If someone reaches out to me that I have read before, or like a close family or friend, and they want assistance with something that's going on in their life, I will probably meditate on their intent and get back to them. And I could do kind of a reading that way. If they need like a quick response or quick advice. But typically I don't meditate before readings anymore. I used to do it, and I just think having the spontaneity and the newness and the freshness of being in the moment is, I don't know, it just seems like I'm in better flow, okay? And there's more synchronicities with it. There's more confirmation, okay? So that's how I would go about into a reading. And then I try to cleanse my area. It's a little cluttery right now, but Spirit knows that I was in creative mode. But try to find a clutter-free space, a safe space. You can sage the air. You can sage the energy if you want with palo or sage. I like the smell of palo better. Sage to me kind of smells like oniony BO. I don't know why. I don't know. Comment on here if you like either sage or Palo Santo. Maybe it's how fresh the sage is, or if it is really true sage. I've had a couple different ones, and I don't know. They just smell like oniony BO to me. So I like to use palo. I will ask my spirit guides to come forward and to protect me from anything that may find a way to attach me that doesn't belong to me, that doesn't serve me. So I will go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to demonstrate and talk about tonight is the ways that I interpret the cards, engage with the cards, and connect with the cards. So we'll start out with connecting. So I guess connecting would just be like the clearing, what I just talked about. The clearing of the deck. If it's not your deck, you should definitely clear your deck. All decks should be cleared. When you get them, I will pray for them when I send them out. But I would highly recommend that you put your own energy into it, that you cleanse it and that you clear it, because it's going to go through a lot of, if I'm mailing it or if anybody else has touched it, you just never know, folks. We're all energy and we're all connected at some point. So just clean and clear your decks. You can set it outside and ask, the moonlight. That's on a full moon. You can do that. Or you can just ask the intent, I'm going to say, Lord, dear Lord, protect this deck that I'm going to use tonight. Clear all the energy that may be in it from others or other sources. And just allow it to have clear and concise, non-judgmental messages with it. Nothing attached to it that doesn't belong to it. So just something like that. Just clearing the energy that should not be connected to the cards. So that's the connecting part. And then the engaging is just like really letting go. Somebody asked me like tonight, how do you get like, cause you said you were talking to my dad, and like, how does I get that? I'm like, I don't hear it like hear voices in my head, but I have like a mental conversation where it's like, oh, where did that came into my mind? And it's like a thought, but I know it's intuitive because it feels different. There's like, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain the difference between how I feel when I get my thoughts versus when it's intuitive. So, but letting go, just know that there's no judgment on what comes forward. Just allow anything to come forward. And it was interesting because the girl that I read today, I had told her to write down anything, write down. And so I said, even if it's like you like to sit down and brush your teeth, and it just like, it came out like word vomit. And I'm just like, okay, that was weird. I thought for a second, okay, that was weird. And then I thought for my second, no, that wasn't, because you're in flow and it's into it, and you are allowing this to happen. Hello, Lynette. And so she kind of looked at me and she's like, how did you know that? Because she had never had a reading before. And she's like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I'm really surprised that I said it, because it sounded, it sounded not strange is a bad thing, but it was like, she actually does it. She actually sits down and brushes her teeth. That's what she likes to do. I'm like, that is so cool. Okay, do you guys want to see my dog? Come here. Lola, come here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Okay, come here. I don't want to hit your head. Here she is, you guys. I have another dog. I don't know if she likes to be on camera. Nigel didn't really either. Okay, look at Lola. Lola, you're on camera. Look at baby. Wait, the camera. Look at Lola. Lola, look at. Say hi. Wave, everybody. Say hi to Lola. She likes kisses. Oh, yes, you do. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Oh, you're getting me a hot flash, dog. Okay. All right. So let's get on. Okay. So connecting, engaging. When I say engage, it just means just really in flow, just allowing whatever to come, Whatever comes forward, allow it to come forward. As crazy as you think it might sound, as weird and just off the wall, just let it come forward, because I did. I let that come forward, and it was the first thing that I said out of my mouth about, I told the client to write down everything that she likes to do. And I'm like, yeah, as crazy as it may sound. And so it was funny because she confirmed that. So that was kind of cool. I surprised myself. It'd been a while since I did a reading. And it was an impromptu reading too. So that made me feel good. It confirmed. All right. So, and then interpreting. So everybody is intuitive. You can say you're not all on here, but everybody is intuitive. You just have to allow and believe and practice. It's like any kind of sport. And you'll find out what modality works for you. So the oracle cards is like the sport you play. And some people are just better at one or the other. My husband does Reiki and shaman, and he's amazing at it. I am Reiki certified. I'm just, at this time in my life, in my journey, I'm not as drawn to the Reiki physical side of it as the Reiki intuitive side. So when my husband and I do a Reiki session, he will focus more on the feeling, because it's just easier for him. He gets more that way, more than intuitive. And then I hold space, and then I bring in the intuitive side. So it's great because what he doesn't pick up, sometimes I do, and vice versa. So it's a great combo. And that's why Reiki shares are awesome, because there's so many different talents. Everybody's got something different. Some people like feel it, hear it, sense it. And I'm an empath, so like I can sense people's emotions and pain, physical. It's more emotional than it is physical. But I know some people can sense like physical pain. All right, we're getting off topic. So that's part of the interpreting. Hello, Jamie. So that's part of the interpreting. Everybody's intuitive. Okay, so I shuffle the cards, and then if I have a question, I'll ask the cards. Please reveal some help and some guidance through the cards, in the words, that will help me make this decision. Or tonight I'm going to just say, please reveal in the cards what the collective needs to know for their highest good tonight. Okay? And then I do 3 times. I don't know. It's just something I do. Oh, boundaries. So what I like to do is, I'm not going to look at this card because when I look at the card, I'm going to say out loud what I notice first, with just not scanning the card, just like boom, whatever my physical eyes are drawn to. And typically that's what I will talk to the client or ask myself about, like, why was I drawn to there? So really focus on what I'm drawn to first, okay? So I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to look away because I want to see what is drawn to. I want you guys to comment what you guys see first, and then I'm going to tell you what I see. So I'm going to look away. Tell me what you guys see first. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's the number. Maybe it's a symbol. So if you're still watching, comment on here what you notice first. Maybe it's a shade of the color. Maybe it's actually like something totally not related to the card. And that gets a little tricky, because what you want to do is, what we're naturally drawn to do is to disregard it, to dismiss it, because you're like, why would I get that? Why would I get that out of this card? You're tapped into divine energy. Okay, you're tapped into divine energy. So whatever you get is coming through. It might not necessarily have to be strictly related to that card, but the card is a modality. The card is the catalyst, all right? And you are the conduit. So whatever comes forward, just say it, okay? So now I'm going to look at the card and I'm going to tell you what I see. I hope people are still watching. Okay. So right away off the bat, I get the green. I'm drawn to the green, and I'm also drawn to this. Okay. Are you okay, Lola? Okay. So I'm drawn to green, which is part of the heart chakra. And then I'm also drawn to like her, is it like a sword or some kind of protection, some kind of protection device or equipment or tool. So I'm drawn to green. So green is the heart chakra. And then I'm drawn to that thing on her hip. So which is when I'm drawn to that and I'm asking, okay, like, is there any words that you want to tell me? And if I don't get any, then I will try to look at that and think, okay, what does that represent? And to me, that represents safety and protection. So the card is boundaries. So you need to set clear and concise boundaries with yourself and with others so that you are protected and that you feel safe. Do you see kind of how it's logically explained in the card? And then green is a heart chakra. So digging a little bit deeper into it, I might start to talk fast because that's how I haven't done a reading in a while. And so like when I'm on. So now because it's green and green represents the heart chakra, I would ask the client, or I'm going to ask you are the client tonight, you're the collective. Is there a boundary that you need to be focusing on regarding the heart chakra? Do you need to be placing more boundaries on yourself? Do you need to explore that? Have you ever had to do that before? Or is it a relationship? Is it a close relationship that maybe needs to be looked at? And is there boundaries that need to be addressed again? Or new boundaries? Hello, Stephanie. Are there new boundaries that need to be looked at? So it's kind of like an exploratory message. Kind of take inventory and ask yourself, where am I setting boundaries? Who am I setting boundaries with? Are they working? And if they're not, what needs to be done to implement better boundaries? Or maybe we need to set better boundaries. This is where journaling comes in. So you'll hear me talk about this in the self-love workbook about journaling and about boundaries. And maybe there are certain areas in your life that need to be addressed. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know why she's growling. She's really strong about boundaries. Hey, zip it. So take some inventory as you're looking at this card. If you have this card, if you have the deck, take this card out. Maybe that's your assignment tonight, is to start asking yourself, where do I need to practice better boundaries or start implementing boundaries if I haven't already? What is the deal? What? It's okay. Okay. We're going to read from the book then. And the number is 28. Okay, boundaries. I'm going to hold it up as I read. One of the steps to improve your self-love is to set boundaries. We need to set and maintain clear and precise boundaries, not just with others, but with ourselves as well. Through awareness, we can explore who and what gets our time and energy. How much significance do they place on our emotional well-being? Who mirrors back equally valued self-respect? Accept full responsibility by allowing yourself to pause your involvement when others want to rely on you. Okay, Spirit just told me to repeat that. Accept full responsibility by allowing yourself to pause your involvement when others want to rely on you. Self-respect is strengthened when you choose to make yourself your number one. It's okay to prioritize your needs. When you grow and learn from your boundaries, you gain clarity and perspective. Setting boundaries does not affect your limitless thinking. It allows us to choose how we are going to respond and react. Setting boundaries can offer a guideline when to say no. No is a full sentence. Boundaries set rules and expectations. Give yourself permission to respect your values and ethics. So that's what I interpreted along the way when I was creating the content for the deck. How I made the deck is I had other oracle card decks, and I would pick one a day, and I would look at the card like I'm doing now, and I would interpret my message. I would also read the guidebook and then interpret and then add more to it. So I put my own interpretation on each card from different decks that I was using. And then, I took the script and then I created the images that I wanted to project that reflected my words. So I was inspired by other oracle card decks to get the writing, and then I put the writing into pictures. Hello, Tracy. All right, so that's the first card. The second card we're gonna pick. I'm gonna shuffle again, okay? But I'll leave that one out. All right, are you guys still with me? Hello, Tanya. There's so many people watching. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Comment on here if you set boundaries and what a boundary is. So, a boundary with myself, a new boundary that I've had to make with myself is I don't need to share everything. I can keep stuff to myself and I don't have to talk about it with everybody. I know some of my friends and family are probably like, we'll see how long that lasts. No, I really do sometimes think that, you know, because I have to express my emotions and I am an empath and I experience emotions, you know, all the time. I used to repress them and now I refuse not to repress them. And so now I'm just expressing. And now I have to find a happy medium, a balance. So what I like to do is I like to go for walks and I like to just kind of talk out loud, you know, like, hey self, how you doing? And, or I talk to God, or I write it down. I write it down in my journal, word for word, like I was talking to someone. That's what I do. Okay, next card. All right. I knocked 3 times. I don't know why, I just do. Ooh, healing. Okay. So I kind of know what the card looks like, but if you're still watching, we're going to do probably one more card. So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to hold the card up again, and I want you guys to comment on here what you notice first. And like I said, if you're watching on here, Stephanie, Tracy, and Tanya, I said before, don't worry about if it has nothing to do with the card. Just go with your gut instinct. Just word vomit, okay? Because chances are it's going to mean something. And it might not have anything to do with anything associated to that card, all right? It might. It might not. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys look at it. And I'm going to look away because I want my first impression to be organic. So I want you guys to look at what you see. Look at the colors. What do you feel in your body? Are you feeling different feelings in your body? Maybe there's memories. Maybe there's memories that are coming up. Maybe there's a song that's coming forward. Maybe there's a movie clip or, You know, maybe there's a person that's coming forward. Anything that comes forward, just blurt out. Don't, you know, in the beginning, don't dismiss anything, honestly. Because your client will confirm or deny if it resonates with them. And if it doesn't, then you either ask another question or you move on. It's okay. Okay, so I'm going to look at it now. Okay, so I am drawn to the 5 o'clock here. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I'm asking, like, is there anything associated with 5 o'clock regarded to healing? Or just 5 o'clock in general? 5 o'clock. Okay, so I'm not getting anything other than that I was just drawn to the clock. All right, so I'm going to move on. I'm actually drawn to like this symbol, and this is a Reiki. This is a Reiki symbol right here. And Reiki is a very good modality used to heal. Back in the day, they used to call it, and I'm going to speak from my Catholic school days, it used to be like healing of the hands. So priests would come in and they would put, or groups of people, healers would come in and they would put their hands on the person, and that was told that they would be healed in that area. That's kind of like Reiki, because what you're doing is you're asking energy from the source to use your body as a conduit. Light, love and light come through you. You are allowing it. If you are attuned, you need to go through the proper certifications for Reiki. So you need to be attuned and certified. And it helps. I got corrected, like you don't always, but if you're going to start practicing on people, then it's highly recommended that you go through the proper steps. If you're going to do it on yourself, that's different. So, and the energy comes through you, you allow it, and you ask that it's protected as it goes through you. You are a conduit, and you are just a conduit. You're not using your energy. You are just like the conduit, and the energy comes through, and then it can heal the person by you just either like putting your hands next to them or on them. My husband can probably explain it a lot better. So what else do I see in this card? She's holding her heart, holding a heart in her hand. Okay. As a collective, what does this need to be? Holding a heart in her hand. Holding her heart in her hand. Holding her heart. Oh, okay. So as I kept saying that, I envisioned, the vision that came was as a collective, as society, humanity, in a circle and holding on to each other's hand. Okay. All right. So it makes total sense now. So it's time to heal our wounds collectively by reaching out to others, by practicing grace, gratitude, and humility. Totally. And the stethoscope, I'm now drawn to the stethoscope. And what do we use a stethoscope for? To hear things that we cannot hear with we can hear them, we use our ear, but it's a tool used to hear things that we cannot hear, with just, sitting here. we need to get closer. So the stethoscope is, what do we need to do so that we hear things more clearly? Do we need to slow down? Do we need to be quiet? It's time to start healing, folks, on a collective level. Okay, so that's what I got. And I'm going to read from the book. So comment on here what you guys get. Okay, I'm going to read from the book. In order to heal, we first must feel. This is essential. As physical beings, we have so many outside resources and influences that compromise our free will, and we self-destruct and self-sabotage by allowing our egos to control our thoughts. And then we wonder why we have such pain and discomforts and have trouble focusing and sleeping and making decisions. We allow ourselves to be numb. Love and light cannot grow in this type of environment. Self-awareness will help. Self-awareness will help you recognize how you feel and the connection with your actions. Be in the now. Embrace each moment. Accept more, expect less. Watch the momentum start to flow naturally and effortlessly. This is when true self-healing happens. I like that. So the clock is like, be in the now, like right freaking now. I like that. Tell me what you guys get. All right. Should we pick one more card? Now that you guys are kind of, I've given you a very good example of how to interpret the cards, and there's no wrong or right way. There's absolutely no wrong or right way to interpret the cards. Some people, when they're getting messages, they like to have a notebook down, because sometimes they just come in super fast. And if they're with a client and they're asking them questions and the client is talking, sometimes it's nice if you get messages while the client is talking and you want to remember them, but you also want to pay attention to what they're talking about. So maybe you'll just as they're talking, you'll write down things either that they say that you're told to write down, or you could write down just blips and phrases of what is coming in as you guys are still sharing a conversation. So that's a great way to look back and go, okay, this is some of the things that I wrote down as you were speaking, as they were coming in. So that sometimes helps too. Okay, one more card. Oh, let's shuffle first again. This deck, I was really not sure of the thickness to use or the size, and because I have small hands. And I thought, if I'm going to have my younger audiences use oracle cards, it needs to be able to fit in their hands, and they need to be comfortable with it so that they can develop a relationship with the cards. And I have small hands, so I use that as a gauge. And also the size. I wanted it a little bit bigger than a deck of cards, because I think they're easy. This deck is perfect for shuffling the way that I'm doing, Vegas style. Okay, so last card. Positivity. And I'm just going to see what okay. So the first two things that I look at, that I'm drawn to on this card, is the plus sign in a circle. Okay. All right. So we talked about this card with, as a collective, like we need to hold each other's hands and join as a circle. So here's the circle again. When I see circles, it represents to me a collective, or like a something in a cycle. It repeats itself. So for this, I'm going to continue on with the collective, the circle of love, where we're all holding hands and we are in the middle. So the positivity is in the middle. It's like we're all in this circle and we're looking at the positivity in the center, the center of us. And then I'm also looking at these stars here, all these little stars. This represents like the potential of the collective. If we start practicing boundaries and healing of humanity, be humble and start appreciating your neighbor. You never know when you're going to need them. There, must have been my phone. So that's what I'm getting right off the bat. So I'm just going to look, ask for messages to come forward as the collective, what can be revealed. Oh, okay. So again, so I'm getting like, she's holding like this ball. And so this ball of light. And so what I'm getting is if we practice the power of positivity, we have the power in our hands already to manifest what we want and to work on healing ourselves from the inside out. Because if you look at it, it's kind of like this is either like coming through her, like this is the momentum, and then this is how it's shared, and vice versa. It's coming in like through source, and then she's able to like momentum and use it for motivation to expel it, and that's her power. So you look at it two different ways. Whatever way resonates with you. That's super cool. I've seen these cards so many times, and every time I use them, something new comes forward. That's the awesome part. But they're never the same. Okay. I'm going to read from the book. This is fun, you guys. Okay, positivity. My negative thoughts or memories do not dictate my emotions. I allow shifting those thoughts into strength and perseverance to embrace my being and why I am here. I ask God and all my spirit guides to bring me peace as I accept self-love. I choose to be not in my past. I choose to accept, not resist. I choose self-worth, not self-sabotage. I will find true happiness when I find my true self. I am light that shines brightly for myself and others. I allow to love myself for all my flaws and embrace them as lessons and places to only reflect on when we need confirmation of why we need to push past lows. Lows come into our life on purpose. They force us to slow down, sit down, and pay attention to our behaviors, and to take time to take inventories of things that no longer serve us. We had that with the boundaries card. Make that list. Write it down. Choose to only allow things that bring you joy. Explore how it feels to say no. No is a full sentence. Explore how it feels to say yes. Yes to the unknown. It might reveal the answer to your question. It might provide you the experience you need at that very moment to push you through or help you grow. I like tonight's readings. All right, so I am doing readings. $30 for an hour. I can do them remote. Travis does Reiki and Shaman Journeys. If you would like to reach out to him, he is on Facebook. It's Travis Tomasevich. And we also have our business page group together called Third Crow Energies. I don't have a card to show you, but it's got a crow in the picture. It's Third Crow Energies. If you are interested in Reiki in person with him or a shaman journey, he is available for that. And he also can do remote Reiki with the remote shaman journey as well. So that is it in a nutshell. Comment on here what you guys do when you do oracle cards. I'm such a sponge for learning. I just love it. Oh, side note. Okay, so you saw me post that we had 500 members. We now have 502. I just checked it before here. I wanted to see how many there was. So we have 502 members. So for the rest of November, if you actually can comment on here too. Comment on here because I'll get notification. So if you're watching, comment on here, free reading. And if you comment those words in the comment section, free reading, your name is going to go in for a drawing for a free reading. And we're going to use the deck. All right. So, I'm going to leave that drawing open until the end of November, and then we will actually do the drawing in December, right before Christmas. So if you win, and you would like to give away your reading, we can do that as well. All right. This was super fun, you guys. I liked it. I hadn't done a collective reading in a while, and I kind of wanted it to be kind of educational. So, and remember, we all are intuitive. We just have to let shit go, connect, and believe and trust, and just whatever you get is whatever you get. It might not be for you, it might not be for your client, but whatever comes forward comes forward. Take what resonates and just give the rest back to God. That's all I can say, but we all have intuition. All right, I love you all. Thanks for watching, and remember the promotions that are going on, all right? If you have any questions, comment on here or reach out to me privately, okay? I love you all. Good night. Have a great weekend.